My name is Eva, which means life, according to the book of names my mother consulted. I was born in the back room of a shadowy house, and grew up amidst ancient furniture, books in Latin, and human mummies. But none of those things made me melancholy, because I came into the world with a breath of the jungle in my memory. My father, an Indian with yellow eyes, came from the place where the 100 rivers meet. He smelled of lush growing things, and he never looked directly at the sky, because he had grown up beneath a canopy of trees, and light seemed indecent to him. Consuelo, my mother, spent her childhood in an enchanted region where for centuries adventurers have peered into the abyss of their own ambitions. She was marked forever by that landscape, and in some way she managed to pass that sign on to me. Hello, today is Canada Day, so no classes, no work. I spent the morning reading Eva Luna by Isabel Allende. This is a library copy, obviously, that I picked up from my university on Monday. I just read the beginning of it for you in the introduction to this video. That's a very beautiful passage, I think. So Eva Luna begins by telling us, as I read, how she got her name and who she is. Then she goes on to tell us about her mother's life, how she crawled out of the mud and missionaries took her in and then sent her to a convent, how her mother ended up working as a servant for an embalmer, and how she was born there. How she, at the age of 7, became a servant. All her wages went to the woman who was taking care of her. How she ended up on the street and was taken in by a number of families. How she fell in love for the first time. Fell in love with a rebel guerrilla leader, and then fell in love with the man she wants to be with for the rest of her life. This is a novel about a woman in the midst of revolution and political instability. This is a novel about a woman who overcomes so many hardships in her life and comes out from them a better person. So a couple weeks back, I read The House of the Spirits, also by Isabel Allende. That's her most famous book, I believe, and this is my second novel that I've read by her. Not quite as good as The House of the Spirits, but still a solid 4-star book. As a character, I really love Eva Luna. She is a storyteller and a writer. At the end of the novel, she actually succeeds as a writer and uses her scripts, her television scripts, to convey her own life and to convey a political message, which almost gets her in trouble with the government and with the military. There were a couple of moments in this novel where I really had to laugh aloud. For example, in a remote village, after a man kills someone, the townspeople, to get revenge, pick all the mangoes and fill his house with them. And of course the mangoes start to rot and the man ends up fleeing. One of my favorite characters in this novel is Mimi. When Eva first meets Mimi, Mimi is a man. She identifies as a man, but then she begins to dress up as a drag queen and go to sing at clubs to make money, and she quickly realizes that she in fact identifies as a woman. So by the time Eva meets Mimi again, years later, Mimi is a woman. And Eva and most of the characters in this novel accept Mimi as a woman automatically. Mimi becomes a famous television actress and a sex symbol. She is invited to the homes of wealthy families. I was pleasantly surprised to find such a progressive attitude in a novel from the 1980s. So overall, I really did enjoy this novel. I'll probably end up buying my own copy of it at some point. I'd really like to reread it. It's an excellent novel by an excellent author who I hope to read much more from in the future.